Let's sit and talk for a bit about some of the quests. There is a low-level quest out here called an explosive situation. And some people have this on their skip list. It's right here. I've already done it. I would not skip this quest. I think that this is an easy quest. However, that being said, if you're a melee and you are running around with a two-handed weapon, swinging it and smashing all the exploding boxes without healing potions, you could blow yourself up. Yeah. Have I seen that happen? I don't remember seeing a death message. You see a lot of these miscellaneous death messages, so that could be. So it wouldn't tell me specifically that an exploding barrel blew up some person, but I'm sure it happens. I've seen some really crazy. People die drowning. People die falling. People die doing some really funny stuff. There is a hardcore league meme where people will try to make really funny or ironic character names and then go and die in some crazy way. So the message that you see is, like, what, who? So I'll read some of the list here. The next one that people have on the list is Devil Assault. Devil Assault is the quest that's in the marketplace. It's basically a long fight. You go in and a whole bunch of monsters spawn out of these 3 portals, and you just have to beat them down wave after wave after wave. That quest is a bit of a different quest. There isn't another quest like it. That quest harkens back to the Devil Invasion of the marketplace. It has multiple difficulties that scale. So normal is level 6, hard is level 12, elite is level 18. However, you cannot go in and do the quest on elite at level 18 and get the favor for that because, as we know, you have to be within 4 levels of the base level of the quest in order to get into it. So the base level of Devil Assault is level 6. That means that you can only enter that quest up until level 10. So if you want to do that quest on elite, in heroic elite, you must do it at level 10. You cannot get into it after. Keep in mind always that the earlier quests are way easier than the hard quests. You want to knock out as many early quests as you can. Now, I'm not saying to jump into Devil Assault, you don't know this quest, and run in there and drop dead. No, what you want to do is do it smart, get at least the normal favor for it, and that's fine. Call it a day. Don't worry about it. If you found a really great group and they want to knock it out on hard, go for it. But just make sure that you take care of yourself. Survival first. The next quest is Temple of Elemental Evil. That it is much harder than the other content at that level. The base level of Temple of Elemental Evil is level 7. We could talk about other level 7 quests that are cakewalks. Temple of Elemental Evil will kill you very, very quick if you're not careful. There's massive groups of mobs. There's traps. The mobs, they just run at you in these massive groups that can swarm you. And you have to be careful. You have to be with a group that knows it, or you just have to be a baller, basically. You go in there by yourself and stomp everything, and you have enough hit points. You don't need to worry about the traps. But likely you're not. I mean, you might be a baller, but the point is, I think doing part 1, totally acceptable. Good way to get an early 15 favor. Part 2, I put it on the skip list. I don't run it. I don't recommend you run it. If you find a group that knows it and wants to run it, that's fantastic. Just be prepared for it to be a moderate disaster, because it might be the worst thing that you decide to do during Hardcore League. The next quest is Vaughn 3, base level 9. Why do people skip Vaughn 3? But on Hardcore League, it does have an inordinate amount of things that can kill you. Not only are there drow casters that throw death magic at you and have spell resistance, so they're hard to kill, but you also have an entire area filled with beholders, and sometimes there is an elder beholder out there, a named elder beholder, Anybody who plays DDO knows that beholders can one-shot you like that. Like, you gotta respect beholders. I mean, beholders are one of the most iconic monsters that Dungeons and Dragons has produced. People who don't play Dungeons and Dragons know what beholders are. And when Turbine made them, they made them full of wrath and fury. I mean, you can run up against one and be hit with the disintegrate or a death ray, or you know, any number of things. They do a fire ray. They're just very nasty. And so they also do an anti-magic cone. So if you run at them, any buffs you have on you will be stripped off of you. So you might think, oh, I have death ward. Well, that's not going to help you when it's stripped off of you and then he hits you with a death ray, a finger of death. Or if he shoots a disintegrate at you, it doesn't matter if you have death block on. Disintegrate is one saving throw. You make a fortitude save or you don't. If you fail your fortitude save, you take the disintegrate ray damage, and if it's more than you have hit points, then you're dead. The next is Tomb of the Forbidden. Now, Tomb of the Forbidden is one of the Necro 3 quests, 18 favor, level 11. I would say that the Necropolis quests are a lot of fun. Those are quests, the strategy, you want to get these done. And so the strategy for getting the Necropolis quests done is this is what I did. I looked at the LFMs every day and looked for a group, and the people running and posting these groups will post it like Necro 1, Necro 2, Necro 3, Necro 4. I know Necro 1 pretty well. I know Necro 2 okay. Necro 3 is just one of those areas I don't really know that well. So I was very hesitant to go into there by myself or with a short group. I wanted to find a group that knew it. And so I looked at the LFMs and I found a group that was doing Necro 3, and I sent the quest leader a message and said, look, I don't really know these quests. I want to get this done. Do you guys know this quest? And they said, yes, we know this pretty well. And so I got to tag along with them and learn. I probably would have skipped it and gone to House Cannith and done the Cannith challenges, done all the Cannith challenges to try to make up the 18 favor that I was losing out on. But again, I've said it 100 times already. That's a level 11 quest. That's 18 favor. And you want to be able to skip level 19 and 20 quests, not level 11 quests. So if you can get that done, if you can get Necro 3 done, I would say do it. But you don't want to just run in there and say, hey, I'm going to learn this on the Hardcore League. So here's the strategy. If you cannot find a group and you need to get a quest done, log into your home server, whatever it is. My home server is Sarlona. Log into your main and go to the quest that you're thinking about running on the Hardcore League and run it on your main and learn where the quest is going to kill you. Run through there and learn the quest. Just see where all the traps are, see where all the mobs are, see what you have to watch out for. Do your best to figure it out, and then once you have it muscle memory, because you've run it once or twice or 5 or 10 times, whatever it is that you need to, then go back to Hardcore League and look for a group for it. And if you can't find one, see what you can do. Put together a group yourself. Now you know the quest a little and you can run it and get it done. The next quest is the pre-raid, the level 12 pre-raid for the Demon Queen, Zwabi's Revenge. It is a level 12. It gives 18 favor. So here's the thing. A lot of people will tell you on the Hardcore League that the only raid that you're going to run is the Chronoscope. The Chronoscope, I believe, you can run at level 10. I think it's level 6, and you can go in there at level 10. I might be wrong about that, but I disagree. I think that you should run Tempest Spine. I think you should run Chronoscope. And I think that you can run the Demon Queen if you know it. If you know it. There are some people who know the Demon Queen raid so well they can solo it. During Hardcore League, I don't like to do Vela. You know, I do Vaughn 1, 2, 3, 4. Then I go in and I do Vaughn 5 because it's fantastic favor. I skipped that raid just because. Then there's the Forgotten Realms. They are level 15, and they are all the prison, the Wayloon prison quests. I believe they're out in that area. Shadow of a Doubt, Escape Plan, Disciples of Shar. So here's the thing with those. I got those all done. I would not put them on a skip list. However, I know why people do, because if you don't know them, there are some things that go on in those quests that can be very tricky. So I would say, again, that you want to sort of focus on talking to the people that you're going to join their group. Ask them if they know the quest. Tell them that you don't know the quest and that you don't want to make a dumb mistake. You can go to your home server, log in and try them and see what you think. If you know, surviving is your number one priority. That is your number one goal. If you have a bad feeling about it, then don't do it. But you know, it's a good to get those things out of the way. So here's one that I skip. Me personally, is Litany of the Dead. I skip it. It takes a lot of time to put together the sigil. Once you get in there, there's a lot of the things that you have to watch out for, the force traps, and you know, you can die if you misclick. It's just not, you know, it's 18 favor. I would rather go do challenges out in the Forgotten Realms, do the challenges, the Druid challenges, and the other. There's a few challenges out there that are not very difficult. The Purple Knight. Make sure you've got your House C challenges done. Make sure you do the challenges out in the Forgotten Realms, and then you know you can skip it. It's only 18. Now, that being said, in Death Smile, we had characters who would solo that. Solo Litany of the Dead. They just log in and solo it. That's how good they are. I mean, that's not me, but so you could probably find somebody and say, look, I don't want to skip this. I want to do it. I've got my sigil made. You know, and they would say, all right, let's go. So we've got all the Delirium quests. Anybody who knows those quests will know exactly sort of what do you say about those. They're all Beholders and Thrackhounds and Mind Flayers. Little tiny Beholders and big Beholders and crazy drunk Beholders, and you gotta make a ship out of beds and fly it through an imagination and go into a Beholder's stomach, and you know, then you have to do I think it's a Beholder fashion show with all of these crazy, I mean, it just gets, the quests are really fun, and I would recommend that you do them. If you haven't done them, go to your home server and try them. But like we've said, Hardcore League is not the server to be experimenting and learning quests for the first time. And if you don't know those Delirium quests really well, then skip them. You don't have to skip them all. Some of the earlier ones are not that bad, but the later ones, I think Terminal Delirium, I don't think I've done that in any of the Hardcore Leagues. I think I skipped that. The first one is okay, I think, where you go into the bar and you do the drinking game with the Beholders. But again, you want to be with a group that knows this, because the end fight of that first one, I don't know the name. We could run and go figure out what the name is of that quest. But, you know, the first thing you do is you come across a bunch of drunk Beholders. The last fight in that, you're locked in a room with an Elder Beholder. That is the final fight. Yeah, sound fun? Sound like you want to do that on a hardcore insta-death server where you die, that's it, and you're gonna go party with a Elder Beholder who's taken over a restaurant? No. But, you know, you may find a group that knows the quest really well and they can knock it out. But it's this quest right here. Yeah, you have to be level 14 to pick it up. But, so all the Delirium quests, you really want to pay attention to the group, the LFMs, find a group that knows it. Creeping Death. Creeping Death is a quest that is, let me see if I can take you guys to where that is. even at this low level, I might be able to get out there. This is the quest that is out in the area where you go to the Shroud. It's the Meridia. And people skip... No, he won't let me go there yet. People skip Creeping Death because there are many different ways to die. I don't skip this quest. I do it. But you will see this on list. Why? Because not only are there very deadly traps and very deadly kobold shaman casting multiple death spells on you, but you get locked into a hallway with a gelatinous cube that has a little crazy kobold wizard inside it, and he is, you know, riding it around like a horse through these halls. And the gelatinous cube is not like other normal gelatinous cubes. It's bright red. If you touch it, even a slight little touch, it's an insta-kill. You cannot touch it. Now, there are, I believe, Favored Soul in the War Tree has a tier 5 ability, or tier 6, or it's one of those. People who know Favored Souls will know what I'm talking about. That makes them immune to this effect, so you can stand in it and it will not kill you. Again, let's see our asterisk. Do not try that on the Hardcore League. If you're gonna make a Favored Soul and play a Favored Soul, and you say, "Oh, I heard that I can run into the Death Cube in Creeping Death and I won't die," that's not the... Hardcore League is not the place to try anything out. Hardcore League is survival 101. You know, go to your home server, make a Favored Soul, practice, run around, do whatever you want on your home server. On the Hardcore League server, assume that if you touch that cube, you're dead. So a lot of people skip it just because I've seen really good players make a mistake in that quest, get hit by a trap, or get hit by the cube. They're not fast enough getting out of the way. They thought that they had more time. They thought that they turn a corner and thought they had more room. So, you know, people skip it. I personally do it. I do it. It's 18 favor. I think it's great. In the Flesh, level 15. It's out in the Forgotten Realms, I believe. Evening Star. I'm pretty sure I do this quest. I can't think of anything off the top of my head that I skip out in Evening Star. Although maybe you guys know a quest that I should skip, but I think I did all the Evening Star quests. So we'll skip that, but that's a quest that people, you know, if you're making a list, you're keeping up with me here. Question mark that one. If you don't know it, maybe you know it. Maybe you can comment, let me know that, hey, I can run that quest in 5 minutes. It's easy. Okay, I don't think I skip it, but the next is... So we're going to say that you're skipping all of the raids, pretty much. I mean, like I said, Tempest Spine, Chronoscope, Demon Queen, you can do them if you know them. Some people on the Hardcore League, you'll see groups to do the Titan raid. Some people know that inside and out, and they can lead you through and get it done for you. I always skip it just because I know that in there's some wonky things that I don't want the randomness factor. I like to play really safe, so I don't go in. Even though there were a couple of people in Death Smile who ran Titan raids for us because they know it so well. I don't do it. But the Shroud. So here's the thing. The Shroud, if you know the Shroud has a part where you die. You automatically die. So you can't run the Shroud unless you're playing a Hardcore League that has extra lives. And even so, you know, you're giving up a life to run the Shroud. So unless you really are good and you had multiple extra lives and you were that confident that you wouldn't need one later on for some random circumstance, you could run the Shroud. So the next quest is Monastery of the Scorpion, and that gives you 24 favor. And I have to agree, I don't run this quest easily. This is on my skip list. If those of you who know Monastery know, I mean, it can be challenging. So there's another one on the list here, Enter the Kobold. That one I think that I do. Um, but I might be wrong. I might be wrong about that, but that's another one to question mark. Uh, Sane Asylum. So Sane Asylum, Lord of Stone, Lord of Eyes. So here's the thing. We're the average person who doesn't know these quests would definitely want to look for a group who knew what they were doing. If you just walk into these quests, they're gonna go bad quickly. Sane Asylum is not a hard quest. If you have somebody who knows that puzzle, if you have somebody who knows how to deal with the shifting reality, then it's easy. However, keep in mind, Mind Flayers, Thrackhounds, Beholders, Flesh Renders. Flesh Renders, by the way, if you didn't know, their claws, when they hit you, are considered Vorpal weapons. So you need to have Death Block on. I mean, and so that's, you know, I haven't said this up front. I probably should restate this, maybe reshoot some video for, like, one of my first recommendations is, but you want to have Death Block on as early as you can get it and keep it on you at all times. If you can get Death Block at level 1, get it and wear it. Don't take it off, because there are monsters who have Vorpal effects on their teeth and their claws and stuff. So, but if you have somebody who knows that puzzle and you can do it and you don't have to fight the Elder Beholder, and the only fight that you have to go into is the last fight with the Beholder, and if you have some guys who do some really good damage, or, you know, casters who know what they're doing or whatever, then you can knock that out pretty quick, and it's not that difficult. Lord of Stone is a quest that I think is super easy. Absolutely run that. I mean, that one is straight shot. There is, you know, you fight a Medusa, you fight a couple Medusa, but, you know, if you are, by the time you hit that level, you should be able to deal with a Medusa. And then Lord of Eyes. Lord of Eyes is a quest that I skip. I skip it, but there are people I know who run it. And so if you find a group that knows it, then you should run it with them. A matter of fact, I think I was invited to run it with a couple of the groups, but I just decided not to. Ascension Chamber. People have that on their skip list. The good thing is it's level 21 when you do it on Elite. By that time, hopefully, you will be really close to 5,000 favor, and it may be one that you can skip. Acute Delirium also is on the list here for skip. We've already talked about the Delirium quests. Palace of Stone, In the Demon's Den, Fashion Madness. So, I ran those. Terminal Delirium, we mentioned. I skipped that. I don't run it. Vision of Destruction, I skipped that. Some people run that. I skip it. Raiding the Giant Vault. I believe that is the solo quest out on the island. I don't think that is that hard. However, I would say that by the time you get to that level, you probably don't need to do that, but if you needed to do a quest, I wouldn't skip it, because it's really not that hard. If you don't know it, if you haven't done it, go to your home server and do it. It's actually worth doing those inspired quests, because you can get Uon stones, and while the last quest I would do that either on casual or normal, you can, if you run it 4 times in a row, I think you can. It's a guaranteed Uon stone, and some of the Uon stones you want the spell absorb Uon stone if you can get it. I got lucky and pulled one out in the desert. Okay, so here we are at Shabarath. Sins of Attrition, Genesis Point, Bastion of Power, New Invasion. I do all of those. I know that there's people who do not run them. They are very challenging. The Riddle and Murder by Night, I'm pretty sure I did those. I'll tell you one quest that I do skip, though, and I don't know if I'll remember the name of it. I don't even think you can do it. It might be Epic only. It's the A Study in Sable. I think that's the name of it. It's the one where you go into the vampire's mansion. It's actually one of the coolest quests in DDO if you haven't done it. The story and the ambiance, fantastic. But the last fight, you have to get the vampire into these light beams, and even on a regular server, it can be challenging. So I skip that. I don't even think about doing that. Lord of Blades, Tower of Despair. Well, like I said, raids, you don't need to worry about them. You can skip them. If you found a baller group who's going to run one of those and you want to try it, but keep in mind, I wouldn't do it. I do all of the Underdark. So all of the stuff from the harbor that flags you into the Underdark and then gets you to Evening Star, I do all of that stuff. You do all the druid stuff out in Evening Star. You do all those quests. All the Cannith challenges you can do. Dr. Rushmore, Lava Caves, Kobold Island. They're very easy. I would recommend doing all of those. Let's see. So I think we covered a lot of the list. I'm looking here at a different list. See, this person has Prove Your Worth as a quest that they skip. I disagree with that. I think you definitely want to get that done. Prove Your Worth is not a hard quest if you know how to run it. And if you don't know how to run it, that's okay. Why? Because you have a strategy. We've gone over it. You look at the LFMs, see who's doing it, send the quest leader a message, tell them you don't know the quest at all. Get a sense for what type of a party leader they are. Will they let you pike? Will they let you stand at the entrance and get the favor? That happens so much. People are very nice on hardcore. Me personally, I know Prove Your Worth really well. I wouldn't care if you piked it because I know it well enough to just do it. So you may find a group like that. Otherwise, the other strategy is you go to your live server, get your main, go run the quest, see how it is, see what's killing you, what doesn't kill you, and then after you feel comfortable enough, go back to the Hardcore League server and play it. They have things on this list. See, Chronoscope we did on Elite. I see this person put it down for normal. Devil Assault, they have on normal. I agree with that unless you find a really good group. We already talked about that, so we won't go over it again. Temple of Elemental Evil 2, they skip. I agree with that. See, they're skipping Tempest Spine. I disagree. You want to do Tempest Spine. Tempest Spine is a quest that you can absolutely do. There are people who can solo that. So, you know, just, again, the strategy. Send out the LFM. You look at the LFMs, send out messages, talk to people, make friends, get your buddies, see if they will let you pike. If they won't let you pike, see, here's the thing. When I say see if they'll let you pike, I'm not recommending that you make a character that just pikes the entire time. But you'd be surprised. Always go into a quest, ready to participate. But you'll be surprised. Some people just won't care because they can do it by themselves. They're like soloing it 1,000 times on their home server. They can do it with their eyes closed. They don't care. So you just got to communicate with these people. Never assume, but you'd be surprised. Always assume that you have to do something. Go into a quest ready to do the work, but sometimes you get lucky. The pit. I recommend doing the pit on Elite. Some people do it on normal. Some people can do the pit on Elite by themselves. Some people, it takes them 9 hours and then they die. It's just one of those things. Stealer of Souls, they have a skip down. I think I did skip Stealer of Souls. Yeah, the Deliriums, like I said, I skip all the Deliriums. Fire on Thunder Peak. So these are all raids. So we're skipping all of the raids unless somebody knows it really well. Hound, Shroud, Project Nemesis, Too Hot to Handle, Baba Yaga's Hut, old Baba's Hut. Legendary Tempest Spine. See, no. Do that on Heroic. You don't need to do Legendary Tempest Spine on Hardcore League. Temple of Deathworm, Fire and Thunder Peak. No. That's it. Yeah, that's it. So that's it. That's the quests that you skip on your way to 5,000. You may have suggestions. You may think that I missed something. You may want to add something. Comment or Let me know what you think. And gonna wrap the video up now. I'll catch you next time, and we'll go over more stuff about hardcore and how to survive it and how to get all the rewards. Join us for more. I plan to do lore videos for each quest in DDO, as well as the raids. Plus, I will be releasing more Session 0 videos for DDO on topics such as player character races, the religions of Eberron, the last war, and the Mournlands, the dragon marks, the dragon marked houses, and much, much more. Click the like button if you enjoyed this video. Comment down below. I like interacting with other players. My main tune in DDO is named Mary. I am on Sarlona. I also have a guild on the Hardcore League. My guild is Death Smile. Please say hi if you're on either of those servers. Subscribe to see more Adventure AI content about DDO, Dungeons & Dragons Online, and gaming in general. I also play Star Wars The Old Republic. You can join us at Adventure AI on Discord. Check us out on Twitch. Check us out on Twitter. You can go to our Patreon and become a patron of the channel, where you would get access to all of the scripts, the images, the music, the videos, as well as behind the scenes, and the ability to request topics for me to make future videos. Thanks very much. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I hope your adventures go well.